The last time you were here in person, 2019, I asked you, would you want to interview President Obama when he inevitably wrote a book? You said you would, but it would tarnish his legacy. And lo and behold, his legacy is intact, despite the fact that he came and did your show. How was that experience?
It was fun, but I beg to differ about his legacy being intact because now everyone sees the true color. We pulled away the veil. Obama is a Knicks hater. Okay, a lot of people did not know that. The White House did that from the American public, but now it's been revealed. This is the true scandal. Yeah, it was wonderful. Obama, it was the time of our lives interviewing him, man. He's the coolest person ever.
He talked both about the fact, Desus, that you don't have kids, and the fact he complimented you, Mero, and the fact that you're raising 4. Were you surprised how much he knew about your personal lives?
Mm-hmm. No, because he said he was like, you know, watch your show.
Right. But then you also have to remember.
In a weird way, though. Like, in a weird, like, you know, like I saw that joke you made about my jeans way.
Yeah, but it was also weird because it's just like, I was like, oh, wow, he knows I don't have kids. And it's just like, wait a minute. This guy was in charge of the NSA, the CIA, and the FBI. How much more stuff does he know about me? He could have really blew it up on the spot and been like, hey, what were you watching at 2 a.m. back August 26th of 2018 that you had to turn the volume all the way down? And I'm like,
sir, I don't know, sir. It was 480p. I don't know. I'm not sure.
You had to, one of you had to ask, I think it was Mero, you had to ask for a bathroom break, correct?
Yes, because it was like, you know, it's Obama. So, you know, I didn't want to go hold anything up. So I was just like, I can make it through this. I'm a 37-year-old man. I could hold my pee for an hour, you know, and I could not. You know what I'm saying? So I had to get up and go to the bathroom. And
also,
shout out to security because they just were like, okay, go this way. They did not, you know, gun butt me in the back of the head like a Jason Bourne movie.
But you have to definitely, that's one of those things when you interview a president, you definitely have to announce any sudden movements you make. You can't just get up like that and just leave the room because Secret Service does not play that. So shout out to Mero being smart about that.
So I was talking to a friend of mine who is a New Yorker as well, and he said New Yorkers make this mistake all the time, which is we focus so much on the presidential election when in reality what will affect our lives more is the mayoral election. It's an incredibly crowded field. What do you guys make of it so far?
You said it. It's so crowded that it's like you got to wait for it to thin out a little bit. I think the guy, the rent is too damn high guy is still around.
He's your guy?
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Is he? We don't know. Like, what are the Vegas odds? I think there's like 40 people running for mayor right now. So let's get it down to like 10.
Right now, the New York mayor race is like American Idol in the beginning when they're just like speeding through people and people get the paper. They're like, oh, I'm going to LA. Like right now, you just gotta be calm because there's a lot of people right now who have no policy, but they're very flashy. You don't want to get attached to someone and know they're not going to make it through to the next round. So we got to keep a close eye on it. And some of the people are a little too whimsical. Like if you got pink hair and you got like a talking rabbit, that's your gimmick. We really don't need you right now. We need an actual leader. So New York, please choose right.
Please.
Do you think it's a harder job than being president, being mayor of this city?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Because everybody hates you no matter what. Like, you could be the best mayor New York has ever seen, and somebody's going to be like, I hate that guy.
Yeah.
He's not a real New Yorker. He doesn't eat gyro. He doesn't even put the tzatziki sauce on his gyros.
Yes. Because New Yorkers hate the mayor in a special kind of way. And as a president, you can stay inside the White House. You don't have to run into anybody. The mayor has to run into New Yorkers all the time, and there's an older New York tradition than absolutely cursing out the mayor. Just on the street. They did it to Dinkins, they did it to Koch, they did it to Giuliani, I did it to de Blasio this morning. So, you know, it's going to continue.
Yeah, he thought he was tall enough to not get yelled at, and he found out the wrong way. That wasn't.
He found out the hard way.
No. He just found out, he's like, when you move to New York, people, and you're tall and you don't play sports, people just call you Big Bird.
I didn't realize that, but that's another great thing to love about our city. Do you guys have any guests you're excited about coming up on this season?
Ooh, yeah. We're coming back hard with the champion of democracy. We got leader Stacey Abrams in the building for our first episode back. So that's always
exciting.
fun. It's always great sitting with her.
And I will say, Desus, seeing you in front of those shoes, even though your interview with Obama was great, one of my favorite political interviews in the last 5 years was you guys going over how much shoes cost with Bernie Sanders.
God.
Just
Bernie Sanders. Just
the
how wonderful
purest.
was that? Just
It's boiled down the essence of all three of you.
yes, but how great was the look on his face when I told him the prices? It was just seething rage. It was just at that moment, I've never wanted to vote for him more.
Yeah.
It was just like, wow.
I should point out, it wasn't like the shoes were twice what he thought they should be. It was like a factor of like 30.
Like 30, yeah.
Exponentially
Yes.
more than he thought. He's like, these looked like they're around $45, I would say.
When that ran, you could actually hear everyone's head exploding when they realized capitalism is a scam. They were like, whoa.
Whoa!
Hey, thanks so much for being here, guys. I can't wait for your new season to start. It is always nothing less than a pleasure. The third season of Desus and Mero premieres January 31st on Showtime.